So, hello everyone, welcome back. We'll continue where we stopped last time. Okay. So, last time we stopped at here, so I'm going to continue uh, with the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattvas. Okay. So, the wishes will fulfilled if one takes refuge sincerely in Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. So the merits and virtues of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva are equal to those of a Buddha. Therefore, having confidence in and reference towards the Bodhisattva also yields inconceivable merits, as stated in the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, Fascicle 1. Even if one sincerely take refuge in all the great bodhisattvas, the great beings, for 100 eons, reciting their names, chanting in remembrance, prostrating before them, making offerings to fulfill one's wishes, it would not compare to someone who, for the duration of a single meal, sincerely takes refuge in the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, recites his name, chants in remembrance, prostrates before him, makes offerings to him. By doing so, all wishes will be swiftly fulfilled. This is like a wish-fulfilling jewel, and also like a hidden treasure. The meaning of what the sutra states is, if one sincerely takes refuge in great bodhisattvas such as Manjusri and Maitreya, recites their names, portraits, and makes offerings to them to fulfill personal wishes, such as seeking good health, longevity, health, or even the elimination of afflictions, and continues these practices for 100 eons, seeking blessings from these great bodhisattvas, the merits gained would still be incomparable to what of someone who just, for the duration of a meal, a brief period, sincerely take refuge in Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, recites his name, mindfully contemplate him, and reverently prostrates to honor the great virtues of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Whatever this person wishes for will be completed fulfilled. This teaching serves to promote the practice related to Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's Dharma, which is why it is especially praised the superior merits of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. The wish-fulfilling jewel, also known as the money pearl, has the power to create anything and fulfill all requests. The compassionate salvation offered by Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva addresses the needs of all sentient beings. It is like a poor person unexpectedly discovering a hidden treasure that instantly makes them wealthy and grants them everything they desire. When sentient beings face various difficulties and constraints, their wish can be fulfilled by practicing the Dharma associated with Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Moreover, according to the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is the same as Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, manifesting in different forms throughout the 10 directions and transmit diverse Dharma teachings aimed at liberating sentient beings from suffering, ultimately fulfill their requests. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva has another special virtue, which is also the reason for the name Kṣitigarbha, Earth Treasury. In the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, Fascicle 1, it is said, the earth is able to cause all flora, including all flowers and fruits, to grow. For those who farm the land, Their hope is for a bumper harvest, to have a good harvest. So Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is able to fulfill their wishes, such as causing all flora to grow vigorously. That is, everything that relies on the earth to survive will have a plentiful harvest. Will have plentiful harvest, so very good harvest. So after this sutra was translated into Chinese, not many people work to propagate it. And therefore, in regards to these special virtues of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, few people are aware of it. Given its important to agriculture, these virtues should be better known, since farmers especially should grateful direct their prayers to this virtue. So if you want nice flowers and fruits in your garden, you can pray to Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Okay. So karmic retributions of sentient beings in Jambudvipa. The Buddha told Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, beings who have not yet obtained liberation have unfixed nature and consciousness. Their evil habits will produce evil karma, and their victorious habits will yield fruition. So whether they are good or wicked, all depends on the circumstances surrounding them. They revolve around the 5 paths of existence without one moment's cessation, most likely continuing for countless eons in confusion, delusion, hindrances, and difficulty like fish caught in the nets in the vast stream. Although the fish may have a chance to escape from such traps and free themselves temporarily, they are soon become entangled in those nets again. For such people, I, the Buddha, would normally be worried. So this is the text in the sutra. Okay, so this is a very good example to show you how sentient beings can be stubborn and fail to pay attention to in their lives. Only a few humans are smart enough to learn from their mistakes and avoid repeating them. I have seen businessmen whose business have failed and they borrow money to start another business, only for it to fail too. So they just want to carry on, seemingly unable to learn from their failures or make improvements, and they keep falling into different habits that cause them to accumulating debts. Even family members or friends have already helped them by lending money to get through tough times, have warned them, but they still make the same mistakes and lose their money. Another example is people who keep falling for the wrong person. They experience hardship and sadness, but the meeting of the next person in their life is similar. So it is as if history is repeating itself. Okay, so another story from the past file of the sutra Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Okay, so this story is about 2 kings. There is a bodhisattva called Samadhi Freedom King, and he asked, in the past, immeasurable eons ago, there was Buddha, named all knowledge accomplished thus come one. This Buddha has a lifespan of 60,000 kalpas. Before he left home life and became a monastic, he was a king of a small country. He befriended the king of the neighboring country, and they both practiced the 10 wholesome deeds for benefits of sentient beings. Since most of the people in the neighboring country had committed many wicked deeds, the 2 kings made a plan to provide skillful means to help their people in the country. One of the kings made up his mind to achieve Buddhahood early in order to rescue all those who are suffering for their offenses without exception, while the other king took the vow, I will never become a Buddha if I have not first saved all those sentient beings in hell, letting them find peace and attain enlightenment. The Buddha continuing to tell the story of the Samadhi Freedom King Bodhisattva said, the king who made up his mind to be a Buddha earlier became the Buddha, all knowledge accomplished thus come one. So this is one Buddha. And then the other king who vowed to continue to guide sentient beings and not to attain Buddhahood unless all suffering sentient beings are saved become Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Okay, so it talks about the 10 wholesome deeds. So what are the 10 wholesome deeds? The 10 wholesome deeds are the deeds committed through the body, mouth, and mind. The 3 wholesome deeds committed through the body are no killing, no stealing, and no committing adultery. The 4 wholesome verbal deeds are no lying, no slander, no harsh speech, no idle talk. The last 3 wholesome deeds are linked to the mind, no greed, no anger, and no ignorance. So the 10 wholesome deeds are the fundamental good practice for all sentient beings. The 10 wholesome deeds are the opposite of 10 evil deeds. If we cultivate the 10 wholesome deeds, we will not commit the 10 evil deeds. Those who do not commit the 10 evil deeds will not reborn in the 3 evil realms of hell, hungry ghosts, and animals, but will reborn in human or heavenly realms and enjoy the benefits of these realms. The wholesome deeds form the foundation of the 6 parameters for all bodhisattvas. So these are the fundamental practices for attaining Buddhahood. So they are very important. And people should also learn and practice the 3 kinds of meritorious deeds, which is written in the Kṣitigarbha. So the first one is almsgiving. It is said that if a practitioner meets a poor person begging for food, he will give him food, clothing, and even bedding and medicine as he desired. Then he will be blessed for giving. This is called the practice of giving. The second one, impartial kindness and love. It is said that a person who practices the precepts, who does not have evil thoughts, who conducts himself in a dignified manner, who speaks in an elegant way, and who covers all sentient beings with an equal heart of compassion and love, so as to bring them peace and privacy, and who with an equal heart is able to achieve happiness. The third is pondering over the demands of the life beyond. It is said that a practitioner who observes with wisdom understands the transcendental Dharma and keeps away from worldly trouble, and this contemplation is good and blessed karma of the world. If we practice all these, we will be happy and so as others in our world. So both kings in the story have practiced the 10 wholesome deeds, and they know that this is the best way to save their citizens, their country, and their future. These kings are wise and truly care about their people. A king is someone who has accumulated a lot of merits. This enables them to be at the top of the nation and enjoy the best and the most luxurious lifestyle. A wise king or a leader can save many lives and reduce their sufferings, making the people of that country happy. Sadly, humans continue to create conflicts that hurt each other. It seems that peace is like a dream. I truly believe if people are practicing Buddha Dharma and do accord to the teaching, this world will be peaceful and people will be wiser. Conflicts and wars are no longer needed if everyone is truly kind to each other and respect each other's. But because of having the wrong view, thinking there is a permanent self, All sentient beings had committed all sorts of karma in uncountable past lives. So it is very likely that we may have killed someone in our past lives. Otherwise, we shall not be reborn as human. So under the law of cause and effect, those we killed will kill us again in this life or future lives. Therefore, what happened in our world is not because of the actions of some world leaders or presidents. In fact, whatever it is happening in the world is the karmic result of sentient beings. These sentient beings do not know the truth and they do not understand the law of cause and effects. They harm each other and themselves without knowing it. This cycle keeps rolling and never stops. It is important to remember the characteristics of our world known as the Saha land, which refers to the earth. Saha can be interpreted as enduring or bearing. So we have to suffer and to tolerate. Saha land stands in contrast to the Pure Land. If more people can understand and practice Buddha Dharma, then more individuals are likely to be engaged in wholesome deeds, reducing the likelihood of conflicts or violence. If people from different countries also practice the 10 wholesome deeds, there is a greater chance of avoiding wars and allowing people to live in peace and happiness. Okay, so why Buddha gave up his life as a prince? Buddha was born into a life of privilege as a prince, envied by many. However, he felt deeply troubled. The philosophers and religions of his time offered no solution to human sufferings, prompting him to explore the vital questions of why people have to suffer. While someone is in a less fortunate position might have prayed for wealth or higher status, Buddha, having no need for anything more, chose instead to investigate the nature of human sufferings. I think that this reflects our current reality. Most of us don't have to struggle with basic daily needs such as food, clothing, or sleep. In fact, people of the past would likely be puzzled by what troubles us today. Yet, are we free from our trouble? Do we still have our own worries? The issues that Buddha addresses 2,600 years ago are timeless and are still very relevant to us today. The Buddha's first question was, why do people have to suffer? If you look at your life and realize that you have various worries and sufferings, actually, you are still sharing Buddha's concern. So his second question was, do you want to continue living in suffering? If not, you must explore the causes of suffering. Suffering isn't innate. It's not neither a result of the past lives nor divine will. It arises from specific causes. Identifying and eliminating these causes can free us from suffering. Buddha paved the way for us to live without suffering. So improvements in the health and the ease of diseases. Also, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva has healing power. In one of the sutra, it said that, in that sutra, Tathagatashriyama Sutra, it is said that you can be like the great miracle medicine to all sentient beings. Why? Your body is a great, amazing medicine. So in ancient times, medicine were mainly from the vegetation on earth and minerals from the grounds. Therefore, the merits of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva are equal to the merits of the medicine Buddha. But Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is not the great king of doctors. Instead, he is the great medicine that enable all sentient beings to increase their strength, improve their health, and get rid of diseases. If people can see the Bodhisattva, get close to the Bodhisattva, then all disease such as physical and mental illness and the sickness associated with life and death will also be eased, and they can accomplish all virtues. Okay, the vow not to attain Buddhahood before the hell is empty. Last is the teachings which is generally known by the people. According to the Sutra of the Fundamental Vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, it said, "Until the hells are empty, I vow not to attain Buddhahood." In this sutra, it is said the fundamental vow of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is to help and guide all hell beings. Among the sentient beings who are suffering, the sentient beings who suffered the most are the hell beings. And so the Bodhisattva especially made a great vow to save and liberate all those beings who are in extreme suffering. So the special virtues of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. All great bodhisattvas, for example, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, manifest themselves as layperson when helping and guiding sentient beings in this world, such as a lady in a white robe or a celestial being, while Manjusari Bodhisattva manifests as a child, and Samantabhadra Bodhisattva also appears as a householder. Only Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva manifests as a monastic. Not many people pay attention to the meanings behind this matter and why Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva appears as a monastic. To explain this meaning, we will look at two aspects. The living in an impure world and appearing as a Buddhist monastics. Okay. Dwelling in a defiled world, emulating the spirit of Shakyamuni Buddha, vowing to rescue beings suffering gravely in a defiled place. Although Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva travels to different worlds to save sentient beings, this Bodhisattva especially vows to guide and save sentient beings in our defiled world. In Versicle 1 of the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, it says, in immeasurable infinite eons, during the period when the world has no Buddha and is filled with the 5 defilements, the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva had saved and helped sentient beings maturing their practices. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva vows to go to boundless, infinite places in immeasurable eons to save and guide all sentient beings in defiled places. The more defiled and impure the places, the more suffering the sentient beings endure, the more the Bodhisattvas urges to go there. So Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva also goes to the area without Buddha Dharma and where sentient beings suffer the most to benefit them. Bodhisattvas have different aspirations. The great compassionate vow of the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is focused on saving and helping sentient beings living in the defiled world to mature in their practices. Therefore, in the Versicle 1 of the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, it says, "From now on, I should learn from the Buddha and make a vow to gain unsurpassed Bodhi in this defiled world." Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in our defiled world and became a Buddha in this land. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva follows in Shakyamuni Buddha's footsteps and vows to gain Buddhahood in this land of the defilements, teaching and saving sentient beings of the defiled world. So Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is a true successor of the spirit of Shakyamuni Buddha. appearing in Shravaka form, manifesting purity and liberation, offer a true way to be liberated from suffering. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is a great Bodhisattva. Virtues and the virtues are unlimited, ultimate and perfect and equal to those of a Buddha. The Bodhisattva manifests as a monastic in the Saha world within the assembly of Shakyamuni Buddha. In Fascicle 1 of the Dashakrakra's Kṣitigarbha Sutra, there is a saying, manifests into a Shravaka by supernatural power. There, Shravaka is the monastic disciple, which is a special quality of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. According to Mahayana Sutra, some Pure Lands do not have Shravakayana Dharma and the monastic practitioners. However, Shakyamuni Buddha came to this defiled place to attain Buddhahood and appeared as a monastic practitioner. So there is a strong relationship between the Buddha Dharma in defiled places and monastic practitioners. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva follows Shakyamuni Buddha and also manifests as a monastic and vow to attain Buddhahood in a defiled world. So the Buddha Dharma is an impure world, includes monastic practitioners, and that can be explained as a skillful means to suit the conditions at that time and for people who tends to aim for self-liberation. From another perspective, appearing as a monastic member is in this impure world has a positive and special meaning. In this defiled world, sentient beings are busy all day long, either fighting or for fame or profit, busy with their lives and busy with personal interests. Therefore, the whole society is full of sins and darkness. There should be a light and a hope for this dark, impure world. Therefore, Shakyamuni Buddha appeared in this defiled, impure world and became a monastic practitioner and gained Buddhahood. The Dashakrakra's Kṣitigarbha Sutra says, the appearance of the monastic practitioner is an image of purity in this defiled world. Therefore, in this imperfect society, there is a need to establish a pure monastic order to guide sentient beings and enable everyone to hear and practice the Buddha Dharma. So sentient beings can be pure physically and mentally. Buddha Dharma adapts to society, and propagating the Dharma in an impure world needs the help of monastic practitioners who presents an image of purity, dignity, and liberation. This is significance of Shakyamuni Buddha and Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattvas appearing as monastic in this defiled world. Monastic practitioners do not have personal financial resources, but take alms for their living. They have no desire for enjoyment, which reduces financial problems. Moreover, to appear as a monastic who does not marry and hence would not suffer from disputes and pains due to relationships like ordinary people. Boundless sins of the world of 5 impurities are caused mainly by the possessive relationships and personal finances. The appearance of monastic practitioners offers a solution to obstacles of the defiled world by showing a method of liberating oneself physically and mentally. Even if it is not possible to achieve liberation in this life, people can still understand the right way to liberate themselves from suffering. Therefore, the Buddha Dharma of defiled places emphasize monastic practitioners, whereas there is no need to have any monastics in the pure world, pure lands. The Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's appearance as a monastic, living and guiding beings in this defiled world has a special significance. Therefore, sentient beings in this world have a special and close relationship with the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. The Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva not only promotes filial piety and the liberations of our parents, but also appears as a Shravaka monk who teaches and practices in this defiled world. This is why ancient masters held the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva in such a high regard. Okay. Save sentient beings from falling into hell. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva came to the impure world of five turbidities to save sentient beings. Among them, the hell beings are those who suffered the most. So the compassionate vow of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, which is well known to save all sentient beings in hell. What people generally know is what the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva saves afflicted sentient beings in hell. But this is not the only way, and it is not the only ideal. This is not the ideal situation. The most crucial and thorough way is to stop sentient beings falling into hell. This is the best solution for saving sentient beings in hell. A good doctor, for example, not only treats and operates on the sick, but also teaches people how to maintain their health and prevent disease. So if one only knows that the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva saves sentient beings in hell, but does not know that the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva also painstakingly teaches the sentient beings what to do, what to stop doing, in order not to fall into the hell, then if one waits until one falls into the hell and suffers, it is already too late. Okay. So Chapter 2, the transformed bodies gathered of the sutras on the fundamental vow of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. This is the details in the sutra. Okay, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva reconfirms Buddha not to worry. At that time, the world-honored one stretched forth his golden colored arm and touched the crowns of all the transformed bodies of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, gathered from billions of inexpressible, inconceivable, immeasurable, ineffable, limitless asamyas of the worlds, and said, I teach and transform obstinate beings such as these within the evil worlds of five turbidities, causing their minds to be regulated and subdued so that they renounce their deviance and return to the proper. But 1 or 2 out of 10 still cling to their bad habits. For them, I again transform into thousands of billions of bodies and use numerous additions, expedient means to help those with wholesome roots and listen so they will immediately believe. Those with good rewards will respond to exhortation and strive to succeed. Those who are dim and dull will only be converted after being taught for a long time. Those whose karma is heavy will fail and show any respect. Even for those whose good deeds within the Buddha Dharma amounts to as little as a strand of hair, a drop of water, a grain of sand, a mote of dust, or a tip of hair, I still will gradually take them across, liberate them, to help them gain great benefits. I only hope that Buddha will not be worried about those beings of the future who have bad karma. In the way he confirmed the Buddha 3 times. I only hoped that Buddha, the world-honored ones, will not worry about beings of the future, bad karma. At that time, the Buddha praised the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva and saying, "Excellent, excellent. I will help you in carrying out this work that you so willingly undertake. When the vast vows that you keep making throughout so many eons are fulfilled, and those beings have been saved, then you will be certified as having attained Bodhi." So, well, he will attain Buddhahood by then. So, from this, we can see that the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas never abandon us and are always thinking of us, of those of us who are still caught in the cycle of life and death. We are very lucky that Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva made a vow to save us. We can learn from the Bodhisattva's great vow, and we can also learn from here that Bodhisattvas have great respect for the Buddha and wish for the Buddha not to worry about sentient beings. This reminds us as students that we should not make our teachers worry. We should behave well and make other students to perform well so that everyone can enjoy better learning conditions. As children, we should help our parents with their work so that they do not have to worry and we can train ourselves and take responsibilities. And in the sutra, the chapter 3, contemplating the karmic conditions of beings, it talks about the retributions that results from offenses committed in Jambudvipa. Oops. Buddha's mother, Lady Maya, asked Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, "Could you please tell me about the offenses committed by those in Jambudvipa that results in retributions in the evil destinies?" The Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattvas said to the worthy mother, "Retributions that results from offenses committed in Jambudvipa are as follows. If there are sentient beings who are unfilial towards their parents or even kill them, then they will certainly fall into the Avinci hell for thousands of tens of thousands of millions of kalpas while searching hopelessly for a way out. If there are sentient beings who shed the blood of a Buddha, who slander the Triple Gem, or who are in reference towards the sutras, then they will also certainly fall into the Avinci hell for thousands of tens of thousands of millions of kalpas while searching hopelessly for a way out. If there are sentient beings who rob or damage a monastery, who defile monks or nuns by indulging in the practice of illicit sex within the sangha, or who kills or harms such monastics, then they will also certainly fall into the Avinci hell for thousands of millions of kalpas while searching hopelessness for a way out. If there are sentient beings who pretend to be monastics, but actually it is not the idea in their heart, and who abuse a monastery by deceiving the laity, or who violates the precepts and monastic rules by committing all kinds of evils, then they will also certainly fall into the Avinci hell for thousands of tens of thousands of millions of kalpas while searching hopelessly for a way out. If there are sentient beings who steal monastic properties or goods such as grain, rice, food, drink, clothing, or who even take anything that is not given, then they will also certainly fall into the Avinci hells for thousands of tens of thousands of millions of kalpas while searching hopelessly for a way out. So, okay, so the descriptions of the Avinci hell. Okay. Queen Maya all again addressed Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, saying, "Why is it called the Avinci, unrelenting hell?" The Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva replied, "Sagely, mother, all of the hells are located within the great ring of iron mountains. There are 18 locations of the great hells and a further 500 more, each within a different names. There are also thousands of hundred more whose names are so distinct from each other. The area enriched by a cell wall is more than 80,000 square miles, made purely of iron with the height of 10,000 miles. There are clusters of flames at the top of the wall with very little space between them. Within the citadel, there are many interconnected hells, each with different names." So I think the time is about finished, and I will stop here, and we will continue tomorrow. It's getting to the description of the hell parts, and hope you guys not scared. You don't have to scare because you didn't do bad things. Yeah, and it's good to understand about the scenes that will bring us there. So we will be cautious and be careful not to do those. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. I think we'll end